hurdles when it comes to finances, to ease out the difficulties, uh, and to let us know how to channelize the finances, to know its nitty-gritties of banking. And for this, I invite Mr. Mainak Banerjee, an alumni of the prestigious 𝐶𝐻 College, Kolkata, and National Institute of Bank Management, Pune. Mr. Banerjee has more than a decade of experience in banking of Baroda, working across different branches, administrative offices, MSME credit processing center, as well as corporate office in Maharashtra, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, and Assam. Mr. Banerjee is a certified associate of IIB and F with specialization in risk management and recipient of certificate in commercial credit from Moody's Analytics, as well Introduction to People Management from IIM Bangalore. He has been a part of Bank of Baroda's internal training system for more than 5 years and is presently working as a learning head in BSLU Guwahati. Welcome, Mr. Banerjee. Please give us insight into your complicated banking as we perceive it.
Thank you. I hope I am audible and visible. So, good afternoon to everyone. And before we start, I must say thank you and for giving me this opportunity. And it's an honor to be speaking with the entrepreneurs because our Honorable Prime Minister had come up with the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, and it is the entrepreneurs who make it possible because our Prime Minister wanted us to be job creators instead of job seekers. And it is you who makes it happen. So thank you everyone. Regarding the stand-up India product, I think it has already been discussed by Assistant General Manager SIDBI, so I am not going deeper into that. But what is very interesting about it is that it is basically a marketplace. So when you log into the portal, when you give up your details, as we have just seen in the video, you get an opportunity to select your banker. On the other hand, the banker is also getting an opportunity to select a good borrower. So it is all about a match. Now, all of you have seen that what are the documents you have to update there and everything, right? So there is nothing new to add here. What I am going to tell you is that many a times we get questions from the budding entrepreneurs that on how to prepare a project report and how to go ahead with that. Right. So I would like to tell you that there are already excellent resources available on the web on this, and I have just shared one reference point from Stand Up Mitra portal on the chat box that any of you can look into, that so many different type of projects that are already available, how they are to be done, and all the different project profiles, they are already available. What is important to know about preparing a project profile is that you customize it to your situation, your environment. Like we often speak about the national economics and broad trends in the industry, etc. You look at your service area, the area where you are going to do the work, and think from that perspective. And apart from that, I think we have already heard about the intention part, about the passion part. When you feel that I am going to contribute, I am going to do something, I think it will automatically add value to the project that you will be coming to us, right? So regarding the process of banking, I think the people who are senior entrepreneurs here, they will probably agree with me that over the past decade, the banking experience has somehow much more simplified and has perhaps become much more user-friendly than before. So as on date, it is very much possible for anyone to apply for any credit facilities online by sitting at your home, right? So almost all the banks, including Bank of Baroda, they give this facility, and we have seen that the entire online ambience that is available under Stand Up Mitra portal. So once you make the application and once the banker selection process is complete, there is a process of due diligence that is to be done by the banker. One of the things that will be definitely be done by your banker is a borrower interview, and also probably a visit to your manufacturing site, right? So in such a situation, what is the thing that a banker tries to do, tries to understand is that how much is the passion of the entrepreneur, what is the commitment level of the entrepreneur, right? Also, at the end of the day, we will be very much concerned about the repayment of funds. So we shall try to understand that how the repayment will come. So there is a saying that sales is a vanity, profit is sanity, and cash is reality. So whenever you are making a project report, my simple request to all the budding entrepreneurs will be that focus on cash, where from the cash will be coming to your business, because you will be able to do all other activities only based on that. So once that is done, you show your premises, you show your factory, you share your idea, and we are particularly speaking about Stand Up India, where it is specifically for greenfield project, right? So we shall be assuming that the entrepreneur is not having any existing borrowing facilities as well as entrepreneurship experience, right? It will be a completely new venture. So you need to explain that how you are going to achieve the sales projections, how you are going to make it and everything. While you are making the projections and everything, please understand that they are not, we are having Excel and other formats, which makes it so easy. But how the figures are coming and everything, you need to understand. Do not take the help of a professional in preparing all these things, but understand it yourself, because we will be speaking about very small units, right? And in small units, the entrepreneur or the proprietor, they need to be aware about all the things. It is not about a large corporate borrower where you can hire talent from the market for doing your work. So that is something very, very important. Once the loan processing and appraisal process is completed, you will be getting a sanction letter from the bank. I always suggest that you go through all the terms and conditions of the sanction letter, that what exactly the bank wants you to do. Be very clear about it. Sometimes what happens is there are certain statements, certain words, certain jargon there that we do not understand. Okay, and we as bankers, sometimes we feel that the person who is sitting in front of me, probably he or she understands everything. So sometimes we also miss out explaining, right? But if you do not understand something, my simple request to you, please understand and get your commitments clear, that what are the things the bank expects you to do. So certain things that the bank will expect you to do is that probably if you are taking some working capital facilities, they will ask every month to give you a list of all your debtors, how much stock you are having, where from you have availed credit from the market, who are your creditors. Such a list you need to give them every month. So why they are asking is that, so that they can understand what is your working capital requirement, and accordingly they will release the limits. You may have a sanction limit of say 15 lakhs or 20 lakhs or something, but probably in a month you do not need that much. So that is something that is there. Here I am going to bring one very important point, particularly from first-time entrepreneurs. Many a times what happens is that we get the money and we feel that, okay, it is here. Please understand, bank finance, and for any finance for that matter, it is having some specific purpose. You are given the funds for some specific purpose. Please use it only for that purpose, and it will definitely help you. Because I will not say it is a case of financial indiscipline, but what happens is that we are not often clear. Okay, and we see that the money is there, so we can use it the way we want. That sort of feeling sometimes comes in. So that is something I thought of highlighting, because many entrepreneurs, many units face difficulty on this. Now, every time a business doesn't go well, okay, so sometimes every business is having cycles. So it is very much possible that at one point of time you may have some difficulty. In such a situation, I request that you please share your concern, your details with your banker. See, we understand that there will be difficulties and challenges, but instead of getting it from the market, we always appreciate if the customer is telling us himself or herself, because then we are able to discuss with them what are the difficulties and how to resolve. And see, every day, like there will be always challenges, as I said, and we have recently seen this huge challenge under COVID. And you will see that different banks under the government of India directions, they have come out with so many incentives, so many situations, so that the entrepreneur and the customer, they do not face any difficulty, right? So like emergency credit line facilities, one-time restructuring facilities, they are all there. So different avenues are available for your help, for your resolution, as long as you tell us. The repayment clause will be there in your sanction letter. I again request you to go through the repayment clause and how to pay it back. See, if we are speaking about Stand Up India scheme, it gives you a maximum repayment period of 7 years. And you are also getting some form of moratorium of almost 18 months. That is the maximum I'm telling you about. But do not always concentrate on the maximum period. It is possible for you to repay it back. You can do that. And you can always take on a new loan. We have had customers who started very small, who started with a very limited resources, maybe one production line, and they have gone up to have turnover in crores. And we have had customers like 6 term loans, 7 term loans. So every time they are expanding their business, every time they are opening another facility, they will be taking another loan from us, and we should be gladly giving as well. Okay. So remember that a banker will always advise you to be financially prudent. So, but it is not always possible. I understand that an entrepreneur will always have a zeal, and they would always want to do something extra. So that is again absolutely okay. But I suggest that instead of we let us work together so that we are able to help one another. And I think I have covered the broad areas that I was told to speak about regarding the Stand Up India scheme and everything. These were already covered, I believe. So I would be happy to take questions if anyone is having. A list of possible project profiles I have already given in the chat box. So any of you can always look into it, and I hope it will help you in your entrepreneurial journey. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions, anyone?
May I ask a question, Chitra? Is that okay?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So, Mr. Banerjee, just now you said that once we should try and repay our loans as soon as possible and not wait for the time period, and then can go in for another loan. Just for clarification for the entrepreneurs who have joined today, in Stand Up India, we cannot take another loan, isn't it? That is only for the first time venture, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And one more clarity we just wanted, like there was a session, the session before this, there was a question asked about the age limit on Stand Up India loan. From my understanding, when I studied about the scheme, it said that by the time you repay the loan, that period, at that time, the upper age limit is 65 years. Is that true?
If you look at the scheme guidelines that is available in Stand Up India portal, it is not clearly mentioned. Okay, but I will tell you how it works. Like even if you are applying for a retail loan or something, retail loan, even if you are applying for a housing loan, either as a service holder or as an entrepreneur, depending on your business income, the bank will want at the time of closure of limits, at the time of closure of loan limits, your age should be 65. Sometimes they will go up to even 70. So there are excellent entrepreneurs who are very much active even after they turn 80, right? So the age is not exactly a factor, but please remember, under at least Stand Up India portal, Stand Up India scheme, we are speaking about first-time entrepreneurs. So they may not have that much of technical expertise as an established entrepreneur with many decades of experience behind them. So as a result, as a I would say as a conservative measure, the benchmark that you say is 65 that we can consider. But otherwise, if you look at strictly as a scheme guidelines, there is no specific age limit. But a banker, I think you'll be able to understand that we are by nature risk-averse people. So that would be the reason. That would be the reason the age restrictions, etc., will come up.
Okay, because see, these days, sometimes the entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs especially, you know, they are starting as entrepreneur after their other responsibilities are over. So, you know, if there's an age limit of 65, then, you know, and the repayment limit is like for 7 years or 10 years, whatever, then you have to start at 50, and after that, you know, the loan is not available to you. So that's why just wanted a clarification from your side. So it is up to the banker to study each case and then take a call about what decision to take, isn't it?
Yes, yes, correct.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Banerjee, for being